Okay, this is a message to all of those taking academic writing this semester. I'd like to kind of recap the last couple of weeks to kind of orientate ourselves as to where we've been and where we're going. The first week we talked about the researchable problem. We actually introduced the syllabus, and we determined that we're going to focus on 4 different key products throughout the semester, or 4 units. This first unit, we're going to focus on a concept paper that is centered around a researchable problem. In Unit 2, we're going to focus on doing a review of articles or article reviews. Unit 3, we're going to learn how to do an annotated bibliography. In Unit 4, we're going to do a literature review. So half of the semester, about 8 weeks or so, will be dedicated to that literature review. But the idea of all of those 4 products is really to link those 4 together around a researchable problem. So we're going to begin by looking at some research questions and a researchable problem, which we focused on in week 1, that led us to a researchable problem statement. And we organized that statement around the following. I wish to know more about, and then a particular topic that we want to focus on. Because I want to learn how, why, what, with whom, when. Basically, this section is centered around the research questions that we want to focus on. And then in order to phrase or clause then links it to a particular problem that we want to focus on. And that is oftentimes one of the hardest things to do, is to develop a problem or really understand and think of a particular problem that we are building our theory around. We discussed that we're not going to do research this semester, but we want to build a theoretical or hypothetical researchable problem that we might link to our thesis seminar next semester, which you will be asked to do your own research. So this semester we're focusing only on the theory, but again we want to think in terms of a researchable problem that we can link to this theory. So it's not just a theoretical exercise, but it's rooted in a particular researchable problem context that you can relate to, that interests you, and again one that you are considering for next semester. So in Unit 1, we focused basically on the researchable problem, research questions, as we developed our own researchable problem statement. In Week 2, we focused then leading that researchable problem statement into a thesis statement. And the thesis statement, as you know, is the main idea of your entire essay, in this case, a concept paper. And we also looked at the topic sentences, that is, how we can align our thesis statement to each of our respective topic sentences. We need to make a choice in our thesis statement between whether or not we want to focus on the problem or possible solutions. So remember that when we create our thesis statement, we begin with the topic plus our opinion, and then we continue on with developing either 3 possible solutions or 3 possible reasons behind that problem. Again, depending on whether or not you wanted to develop the problem throughout the essay, or if you want to propose or argue for particular solutions that you feel address that problem. Either way, there needs to be a problem very clear in the theory, whether or not you discuss it throughout your essay or whether you just present it as context or background information in your introduction paragraph. Remember that when we link our thesis statement and our topic sentences, that again we need to be explicit and direct. So for example, if we list 3 possible reasons in our thesis statement, and we mention, for example, motivation or group activities, we need to use those same words, motivation or group activities, in our respective topic sentences. So we need to make sure that we align those and we use direct repetition, and we avoid using synonyms or hyponyms or hypernyms, again, in linking your thesis statement and topic sentence. Certainly within each body paragraph, or within each paragraph in general, this is where we can begin using synonyms, hyponyms, and hypernyms to connect our ideas within the paragraph, not necessarily within the essay. Also last week we talked about reasoning patterns. We talked primarily about side-by-side reasoning pattern, a joint reasoning pattern, and a chain reasoning pattern. So depending on the topic, depending on your thesis statement, you need to make a decision about which reasoning pattern you feel is most appropriate. So we're going to be talking this week, in week 3, kind of looking at your reasoning patterns that you chose based on the thesis statement and topic sentences that you should already have developed, and begin looking deeper into each body paragraph and how we can go about developing each body paragraph appropriately. That's going to be the focus in week 3. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out, send me an email, ask me in class. Upload often to your Word Online document. Send me an email if you'd like me to look at your online document, and I'll leave comments. But make sure that if you're confused or not sure how to proceed, that you reach out, that you get help, whether it's from me, whether it's from your classmates, whether it's from someone else. Make sure that you're looking at your classmates' work as well. As you know, we have all of your work shared in OneNote, and you have access to your classmates' work. So, compare, look at what other people are doing, ask questions, get involved, and again, I look forward to looking at your work this week as we work towards our first draft due date, which is this Friday. I'll be looking at this Friday, making sure that you have 5 fully developed paragraphs. That is very clear that you have an introduction paragraph, a body paragraph, and conclusion paragraph, that you have created and developed those paragraphs so that they're very they're clear. And it's also, I'll be checking to make sure that your thesis statement and topic sentences are well defined and also clear. So this is what we'll be working on this week. Again, if you do have any questions, let me know, and I look forward to seeing your work.